Hey everybody, it is your boy, Baseman Awakens, checking in with you for the latest video on the Baseman Awakens YouTube channel. Now everybody, I know that I haven't been around in a while, have made any content, but honestly, I had to check in with everyone. I had to put out a video concerning the media and society's consistent attempt to assassinate the character of black men, particularly famous and powerful black men such as Kobe Bryant. What inspired me to do this video or to talk to you guys was what recently occurred with Gayle King and her interview with Lisa Leslie, in which she brought up the subject of Kobe Bryant and his alleged case of sexual assault. Now, to Lisa Leslie's credit, she stood up for Kobe Bryant. She basically said from her personal dealings with Kobe Bryant that he wasn't that type of dude. Even when they used to go clubbing, he wasn't out chasing after women, being disrespectful, or any of that. And even when Gayle King continued to press the issue, Lisa, again to her credit, checked her and said, the media has years to address this issue. And this is not the only thing. I know that Kobe Bryant's death has hit us very hard. Personally, for me, he was one of my favorite basketball players, and I do believe he's in the top 10 of all time. And, for those of us who actually paid attention to the sexual assault case, it was proven that the woman was basically lying. And what I mean by that is that the physical DNA evidence proved that her story was not correct. Did Kobe Bryant have sex with her? Yes, he did. But was it under the circumstances that she alleged? The evidence proved otherwise. But despite all of this and all the great things that he accomplished, not just as a basketball player, but as a philanthropist, it's my understanding that he donated over $1 million to the African American Museum, and he's donated millions of dollars to other causes that have benefited many people in our society. Despite this and the fact that he was a great and commendable family man who stood by his wife and his kids, particularly his young daughters, in his time of death, and as we as a nation have mourned him, many people out there still chosen to focus on the so-called alleged rape case, even though the evidence has proven that assault, that rape did not happen. And I think it speaks to how the society continues to focus on the black man as being the quote-unquote brute, the black man as being that over-sexualized animal that ultimately has to be controlled. And I, as a black man, that is a perception that I've continually have found myself fighting against, even in the place that I work at now, which is mostly women. But now getting back to it, in this time that we've mourned Kobe and we reflect on his legacy, many people in the media still want to bring up that alleged sexual assault, which has been disproven. And I find it ironic that they bring up the sexual assault, but they don't even bring up the outcome or the evidence of it, such as Gayle King. And I'm pretty sure many of us who are listening now also have heard about that other situation in which there was a mural that was painted in tribute to Kobe Bryant, and somebody decided to spray paint over it the word rapist. Now, I'm pretty sure some of you that are listening like, oh, here goes Baseman bringing in the race stuff again. But no, race is a critical component to how Kobe Bryant's legacy is being tarnished. And many of you would say, oh, well, Gayle King is black. Well, the truth is, in many situations, the agents, and yes, Gayle King is the agents that are used to rip down the characters of many black men, particularly powerful and famous black men, are black women. And this is an unfortunate fact. And this is something that doesn't just happen on that higher level, But this is something that I've observed, and unfortunately that I've experienced in the workplace, that in many situations, my biggest opponents and the people that have tried the hardest to rip me down, tarnish my reputation, get me in trouble with HR, unfortunately have been Black women. Now, I want to clarify this and say that this is not true for all Black women or even the majority of Black women. The majority of Black women that I've worked with have actually been pretty great to work around, but there's always been that certain few, the bitter ones, the ones who have hit the wall and no longer get attention from men, or the ones who are mad at their baby father, their boyfriend from 10 years ago. Those are the ones that I'm talking about. Those are the ones that, unfortunately, Gayle King also falls into that category. And that's just this part of the discussion. I'm about to take it a little bit deeper to prove that race is a huge important factor in how the media has been working to tarnish Kobe Bryant's legacy. Let's compare and contrast, specifically with Gayle King. Now, I know most of my viewership or the people that listen to my content are pretty young. So the person I'm about to mention, you're going to be like, who is this? But I recommend that you look him up. There is a TV, or I believe he's on CBS. His name is Charlie Rose, and he does like a lot of political commentary. He's been on TV for decades now. He's actually been accused by 8 different women of sexual assault. Not sexual assault, sorry, sexual harassment. But you want to know the funny thing is, he's also very good friends with, guess who? Gayle King. Now, in regards to the cases that have been brought against Charlie Rose, when Gayle King was asked about it, she was quoted as saying, there's 2 sides to every issue. But there's not 2 sides to what happened to Kobe and his alleged accuser. There's not 2 sides when the case was actually brought to court and the investigations were done. There's no evidence that backs up Kobe's side of the case. And if Gayle is so committed to 2 sides of the story, why didn't she bring that up during the interview with Lisa Lesile? Why didn't she bring up not just the accusation, but the actual outcome of the case and frame it or ask the questions in terms of how does she believe that affected Kobe's legacy? But again, that wasn't Gayle's intent. Gayle King, Oprah Winfrey, yes, I'm calling out Oprah too, and unfortunately a number of other famous and influential Black women have built their careers on ripping down the character and the legacy of Black men. But at the same time, we can take a look at white men who've been accused of similar things, such as Charlie Rose, such as Rush Limbaugh, who just recently won the Presidential Medal of Freedom, but we don't hear Oprah Winfrey, we don't hear Gayle King, and we don't hear the media as a whole coming down on them and ripping them down. Matter of fact, let's be clear. With all these accusations that have been leveled against Harvey Weinstein, it still hasn't affected him from making money, running his company, producing movies, and from being seen in public, taking pictures and engaging with people such as Oprah Winfrey and Hillary Clinton, just to name a few. So I made this video because I felt the need to defend not just the legacy of Kobe Bryant, but to connect how the media, specifically Gayle King and others, have been treating him and insinuating and trying to tarnish his legacy and connect it to the everyday struggles that many Black men face in this country. We live in a society that has been built around white supremacy, and as a part of white supremacy, there's been a constant need to keep, or quote unquote, put Black men in our place. And as a part of keeping your enemy off balance, you have to create a narrative that justifies what you're doing. So since day one, Black men has been characterized as being hypersexual, overly aggressive, violent, and dangerous. And just taking a look at how what they're attempting to do to Kobe Bryant's legacy just proves that this agenda is still at play. Now, guys, I'm going to keep this video short. to the point, but Baseman is back. I really appreciate your support. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And also, too, if there's other topics that you want me to talk about, leave it in the comment section, and I'll definitely make it a point to address it. Talk to you later.